I greatly enjoyed the last Fox game I played, which is Spirit of the North, so I decided to give another one a go. This time it's the first tree, and I can see there's not only a fox here, but there's also tiny little fox babies here. Oh, it's adorable. Let's hop in then. A wonderful wintry landscape. I can taste the fresh wintry air. And here we have the Vulpes vulpes in a little natural shelter, resting for the storm.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit. Usually get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
All right.
Alright, so I was starting to wonder, why is there a human talking to me? But then, this seems to be all just a dream so far. It could be real, but it's hinted that this is just a dream that someone has, and their spouse notices that they've woken up and they ask, why are you awake? What's going on? Are you thinking about him again? Who is him? So it's a dream experience, and very likely that the man dreams of being a fox. Like, dreams sometimes make a little bit sense, even though it can seem like jargon sometimes. So, running around like wants to be free, maybe. It's a very nice, cold landscape here. Let's see then. Feels like a trapped landscape. Oh. You think I can make that jump? Oh. I can double jump. Well, it is a dream after all. It's not necessarily meant to make sense. There's still a bit of green here. A snowy landscape has swallowed everything. What do I see over here? Human constructions. Albeit in a light purple. That could just be the dream that... No, this is frozen. This is deep frozen. I think this is a sleeping bag. This is just a bench. And this is a tent. Let's see, what else has our dream summoned into this world? I am incarnated as a fox here. Ah, that view. Shall not be going this direction this time. Ooh. Quite a tall jumper, aren't we? It looks like you want to dive into the snow, like foxes do when they want to hunt for mice in the snow. Yep. Let's run straight ahead then. Up here. I guess our dream wants to pull us in this direction. Towards the sun. I'm loving this environment though. I always was a fan of snow. It always brightened up the environment. Made me feel a bit more alive. I was about to say I could hear crows in the distance. Well, here they are. Wait, what's this? Oh no! No! Are you okay?
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Oh no. Seems lifeless. A poor little pup. I like crows, but you're not very likable right now, you hear me? Oh. Oh, you poor pupper. Yeah. Tiny pup against the murder of crows.
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other 2 children. So she took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
So we are a vixen. Who? The first tree. Sounds like a thunderstorm is coming. Oh yeah, well there's the accompanying rain.
The fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
Yeah, like in a third-person view. So, you are a visitor in this land. Visiting the fox and everything else. Alright, so these little shimmers of light are showing us the way. So many corvuses in the air. Well, I hope you find your other 2 pups. I will help you on this journey. I wonder if I have to collect all of these or if they simply just show me the way. Need to get used to that. I'm not used to having double jumps where I'm from. It's something unique in this reality. What are you? What do you want to show me? It's a fresh dug hole.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Oh, inspiration, wasn't he? That's cute. So, the memories of the male voice, the memories of this person manifest in this dream world, and the fox that seemingly belongs in this dream world dig up the memories, while she also wants to find her pups. Oh, hello, there's a toy plane. That was the next toy your father made you, huh? That is nice. And there's a rocket slide. Oh, it's cute. And absolutely, yeah. How everything has just manifested in this otherwise very scenic environment. It's another beam of light, a memory maybe. A memory is shining. Let's see, can we dig this up as well?
As a kid, did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Yeah, I think I only did it once, when I was in the 4th grade. You know how my life was around then. I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distracted me, so I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly, embarrassingly enough.
It's not embarrassing.
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly. For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class. When I sat down, a group of boys immediately made fun of it. They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy. When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had carved it. I said it was a joke gift my friends had given me.
Kids can be so cruel.
Yes.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing we bounced back at all.
Oh, hello. Hello, I mean you no harm, yours. It's okay. Oh, yeah, kids can be very cruel. Humans in general can be very cruel. It's so easy to speak and not realize that the receptive part takes it to heart. Joseph. So Joseph is the name of the dreaming male. I still wonder though, who is this person? This boy or a man? As she said and inquired when she noticed you had woken up, are you thinking of him again? Really makes me wonder. Did you have a child together and lost the child? Did death come early? Is it a friend that you lost, a dear friend? Can't wait for this vixen to dig up a few more story pieces, so to speak. Alright, so I ran all the way back. I got a bit disoriented, but as I noticed this poor perished pupper, then I suppose the fox can relate to the main character. I'm not sure if the fox is a manifestation of the male character, or if oh, I shall not. Hey. Oh, okay. It looked like they were mourning one of their kids. But speaking of that, I don't know if this fox is a manifestation of the male character, or if it's just watching, because it did say he feels like a spirit lingering behind the fox, similarly to this third-person view that we're having. But it sounds like the man mourns someone, and the fox seems to mourn someone as well. There's one of those playground thingies. Those few places that had them, I used to love them as a child. I always loved spinning things. And if there were no spinning things, then I would sit on a swing, and someone would twist them as much as they could twist them, and I would just twist and twist and twist and spin and spin and spin. At one point something changed though. Now I can't even twist around the computer chair or anything. I get too sick right away. But as I was little, nothing made me sick. There's a swing here. A swing and a caps. That looks like an angry duck head with a beak and all. Okay. If we go around, I might be able to get those little memory points up there. Well, here we are. And there seems to be a powerful memory as well, not just a fragment. Let's dig this up.
The older I got, the more I withdrew. I asked myself, why talk to anybody anyway? Why bother when I'm happy by myself? I started drawing a lot, mostly animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies. I think that idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career. I found a lot of solace in that.
I'm not surprised, but I did the same thing, you know? There's something special about having a place to call your own.
And now look at us. Well, if you count renting in an overpriced city.
It's as close as we can get for now.
Okay, so we are actually not... The fox is just a part of his dream in general. You can see you have the bunnies there, the hares. They're probably hares. And we're just digging, like, this probably sounds very weird, but I've noticed, at least for the case of myself, when you dream, you remember a lot more than when you're awake. Again, that might just be me. I've had dreams where I start remembering things I had forgotten, and then I wake up shortly and I still remember those things which I otherwise would never have remembered at all. Sounds weird, I know. Not sure if there's something more up there, but I'm gonna have a quick see look, just in case. The Old Glory, the American flag, and medals for serving in the military. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna pick up this little spiritual point. Gotcha. Head first. See, there's a light over here. Isn't that where I came from, though? Constructing in general. What is this? Are those potato chips? Some sort of edibles. tiny bench, a little parasol roofing thing. Hardest parasol ever. And this is just a big slide. So did we start making these because we wanted to be like our father? Or did our father make them? One of the two for sure. A respectable craft. Yep. You're all mine, spirits. Oh, not really spirits, but... Okay. Looks like a caravan. Not really a caravan, no. It's just a very big truck. Submerged. I don't even need to dig you up. You're just too big to bury. And I suppose they're buried because they're buried in... they're buried deep within your mind. Hard to remember. And maybe the character in this game is like me. You have to dream to start remembering certain things. It's easier to access. And maybe the fox is just the very manifestation of the dream itself. Trying to help. Because dreams can be seen as something healing. Trying to resolve issues you have. Trying to fix things in a way. Oh, wow. Well, some are completely different now. It's very pretty. This looks a bit more like on the drawing you made. And here's a memory.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
Well, it's a bit extreme smashing windows and all. I want to say you only live once, but at least tone it down a little bit. Let's see. Audio monster. Skulls. And what looks like a picture of a audio cassette. Oh, I used to have those when I was younger. I was in the generation that grew up with those, and then slowly normal CDs started taking over, but all of that is history now. When I was little, I did more innocent pranks. I joined my kids to... Not my kids, I say. I joined my friends. We had laser pointers, so we shined lasers into other people's windows. We kept ringing the doorbell and run away. We sometimes had... we took the coat hangers, tore off a piece of them because they had a hollow tube. And then we bought peas, green peas, and then we shot them at the window. Not hard enough to cause any damage, but to annoy the hell out of people. Winter was an amazing time because it was so dark out, so people couldn't really see us. We would camouflage, lay around in the bushes, and, you know, annoy them like that. Ring the doorbell. Make windows make sound. I would never smash a window though. Oh, you have big memory. I got 21 of you now. Oh, it's so beautiful here. Oh, if only I could have as calm dreams as these, with such a wonderful ambience. Because often when you dream, or when I dream, I often have sort of musical track, a very soothing track, in some very few dreams I have. And if I have a nightmare, I have a very creepy tune. Not necessarily music, but just general ambience. How can we get the other one now? Hey! Oh no. I am not enough of a high jumper. Well, I'm sure we'll find out a way. I see here. Let's get the points up there. Before I ramble away again. What are these? Are they those are butterflies. I thought it was the calmest tornado ever at first. No, they are butterflies. So we had crows, now we have butterflies. Here we have rockets, yes. The mailbox is poof. Those sort of rockets with a stick are nostalgic because Norway doesn't allow them anymore. My country doesn't allow them anymore. They want to ban all fireworks. But especially those with a stick like that are banned. There are only certain safe-ish fireworks that we are allowed to have, but even that they want to ban. Music is so wonderful. What do we have here? What is this? Butterflies slowly circling around a light in their collar. Is this just a memory that has to be not submerged? You would kill the beautiful butterflies. Oh. Oh, are you gonna help me? Are you gonna help me? Is that it? Wait, I need to practice this. It gives me a taller jump. And then you return here. Okay, let me get you. Let's see if we can get up here. Okay. Do I have to... Okay, yeah. That confused me. It's only butterflies plus jumping again. But I only had to do the jumping part. Upsy daisy we go. Even without the butterflies, I jump so far up. Why can't this be my dream? It feels a little bit like I'm dreaming now. Rambling about life and all. Running around as a spiritual fox. Or just watching the spiritual fox unveil my memories. I thought it was a volcano at first, but maybe it's just hot springs. My waterfall is surprisingly colorful. Want to notice the whole life story here in this dream, so it has to be colorful. Wow, this waterfall is very powerful. It feels like it's full of energy, spiritual energy, maybe even. Okay, if I jump, then I waste the butterflies. But that's okay. Ah, there are more here. happens if I... Yeah, okay. Well, or there are tremors because a volcano is about to erupt. Okay, let's run over to the memory over there. While all these cute butterflies are surrounding us. What is
After he
it?
drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window.
What?
In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I had proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough, it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
Yeah. Okay, so what we got from that is that I'm gonna call him protagonist because that is the one we hear the most, and it's probably his dreams as well. So you will be the protagonist henceforth, and you got to jail for all your juvenile wrongdoings, like breaking windows and all. And your dad, you must not forget, you probably realized at this point, but you didn't back then, you must not forget your dad woke up in the middle of the night to go pick you up from jail. And, yeah, he seemed very tired, but also disappointed. But it sounds like things turned out good in the end. And I think, honestly, that is what matters. That is what matters. And this is just me. This is just me. Ever since... Shoot. Well, butterflies are right here. Ever since the very start of the game... There's a car up there. Is that the same car? I want to have a look. Ever since the start of the game, I felt that the character that's talking is at their deathbed, sort of. And thus this is not necessarily like a dream, but like a comatose state before you die, like a very long version of walking into the light. But no. Let's see, a double jump. That is what we needed. Okay, let's bring up the jolly butterflies again. The purple, or pink even, butterflies. Now, I want to go up there. I really want to go up there. You're getting me invested into this story now. You can't just let me not go up there. Okay, let's see. Oh. Ah. I wonder what's the point of having this there. Can I just... Not really sure what to make of that. It could be that there's no way to really get up there, even though I would have loved to take a closer look. If there truly is no way up there, then I'm gonna honor that memory by looking at it once more. Can sneak under here, like the small, sneaky fox I am. Okay, so it's a dark blue or pale purple car with some yellow stripe in the front. The entire hood seems to be yellow. It's a nice car. Maybe that ours. Maybe that has nothing to do with our father. Okay, that didn't work. Wait, maybe if I try again. If I try again just there. Oh yes, I made it. I made it. It's a pickup. So is this our father's car, or is that our very own as we became an adult? Huh. Well, it was nice taking a closer look at it. It's a big car. And now we got some spirit memory. Some shards. I guess there will always be some sort of memory shards or memory spheres around the physical manifestation in our dream of the memories. Onward we shall go. It looks like that could be some sort of dam. It's a very barren area here. And that looks like water just simply wants to pour in. Not human-made dam even. But hey, this is a dream. Things aren't necessarily meant to make sense. So let's see if I can get... Oh, what's this? I can get 3. I didn't know I could get more than 1. Interesting, let's try that then. 3 times 3 is 9. So I will have 9 butterflies loving and surrounding me. If this still works. Why can't all of those help me? Nah, those are yellow. Not good enough. Okay, we take you. No, I think I have to take this one first. And then this, and then the one I just picked up. Because I have to jump to get this. That still sounds like I'm at the foot of a volcano. That's 1. That's 2. Or more like 6, depending on how you look at it. And I suppose we'll have to ascend this little pride rock here. And then drop down to the little butterfly den. Alright. 9 butterflies. Oh.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
Climb over. once again, it feels as if this dream is weird, and it's in a beautiful environment, but your memories manifest. Like, this is the wall. It's not a dam, it's a wall. Okay, let's see. Hey! Okay. Oh. Oh. I wanted this, but I don't want to go back. But you know, I am very persistent. Okay, I don't have to anyway, but I would have. It's worth it as long as it can help the protagonist have a better day. But we didn't have to at this point. Towards the light. Must be a strong memory. Dig, dig, dig. What do we
If there
find?
was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
Oh,
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
you were thinking that is the person. I should have made that connection earlier, but I forgot a little bit about those opening lines about, are you thinking about him again? So I suppose your dad passed away. Oh god, those eyes are very red now. But hey, it's as if it's... Wait, were they that red before? I don't feel they were that red before. Because maybe the fox simply is you and you can't really sleep at night at the moment, so you get red eyes, sore eyes, and yeah, I should have made a connection earlier that it's your father that you're thinking about that might have perished recently, but do not be ashamed if you're haunted with this for years to come. It's not too unnormal. It shows that you miss him, and that is not a bad thing. And it sounds like you have a partner, possibly wife, with you to help you on the journey of life and make both of your stays there better. Oh, this huge open area. Oh, it feels wonderful just running at high speed through here. The environment seems to change again to something a little bit more deserty, perhaps. Oh, I love the music. I love it. It actually reminds me in Spirit of the North, where the music actually seems to be a huge part in what sucked me so into it, what made me so invested. The music just enriched it so much for me. And the same thing maybe here. Oh, magical almost. There's another wall. It's as if we're transitioning from dream to dream because we sort of spawn somewhere completely different. It could just be clever transitioning to another place, but you know, at least my dreams are like that. I can just spawn somewhere. It's just suddenly I exist in this place. And then I slowly start to realize that, oh, I'm in a place. Like, it doesn't occur to me that I'm suddenly somewhere. It's more smooth than that, if that even makes sense. I see a important memory on the hill. To important memory we shall venture. We only found, the fox only found one pup so far, but that might just be something regrets or something that the protagonist has in manifesting?
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
It reminds me of me and my grandfather. As in, I grew up with grandparents, so I loved fishing a lot. And we didn't necessarily say much, but I really loved fishing. There was just fresh air, maybe a little bit of wind, not much. The big ocean, fishing, the tiny bit of excitement if, am I gonna get a fish or not? I hated touching the fish, but that he did. He would do all of that labor there, but I love the act of fishing, just reeling in, trying to get a bite. That portion. I hated fish. I don't like eating fish either. We would always give it away to this old lady that was a neighbor of ours, and she would always be so happy. But I love the act, the excitement. It's a little bit of excitement, and it sounded like something similar with you and your dad, with the birdhouses, doing the birds a service because there are many predators out to get them. Not this fox, but I guess many other foxes are. This is spiritual, dreamlike fox. But it's like the excitement of, are some birds checking in? Do they actually want to go into that house? Okay. The house is now hosts birds. Because it doesn't go without saying that the house will host birds. We had a few birdhouses at our old place, and they didn't always have birds. Sometimes they did. Huh. So these are the woods you sort of drove to. But now you're not enjoying a Coke, watching birds in birdhouses, now you're watching the fox. Ah, I see. Radio, old-fashioned radio. Are those also called boom blasters? Radios nonetheless. With audio cassette capability and some even CD functionality. I had one that took both audio cassettes and CDs. I had it for 15 to 20 years. Until it became too old, and yeah, it still worked, but I didn't really have use for that anymore.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Hey, fence. No trespassers. Is this written correctly? It probably is. Who am I kidding? So yeah, you lived in Alaska, didn't you? Northern Lights, although you probably wouldn't see much of them during the summer. I want to see them at one point. Oh, keyboard. Da, 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 da. No, thank you. I'm quite content with the traditional violin music and such that we can hear in our ear right now. Oh, I see some. Oh no, I thought it was I thought there were fragments up there, but it's just birds. You're a bit big to be resting in a birdhouse, and also, goddammit, that's a lot of flapping. A lot of flapping and no speed. And I heard a crow cawing. A memory. Well, let's get this first. In the... Yep. Oh, no, no, no. There's a specific window. I have to use the double... What was that? There's a plant or something up there. A purple-like plant. If I get closer, it just disappears. Odd. Dreams working mysterious ways. But yeah, there's a specific window where I have to tap the double jump, otherwise it doesn't go off. Here we go. 50 stars. Achievement unlocked. Well, now I feel achieved. It looked like we fell. Hey. Ah, we probably need more butterflies for that one, don't we? Hang on. This piece of energy wants to lure me in there. What have we there? I'm gonna visit you just in a moment. And the moment is here. Who? Jump on it? Oh. I guess we have to find... Do we have to find it somewhere else and then put it here, or... Huh. Well, I'll have to come back to that then. Ah, big open field. It said 1 of 3 on the stone. I wonder if that's supposed to be my kids, maybe? Is it supposed to give my kids peace in a way? Are all of them perished? A sad thought, of course, but can't rule it out. Oh, how the light is filtered through here. In a very dreamlike way. What have we here then? Oh, an amplifier and an electric guitar. No, that's a bass. I have a bass. Granted, I haven't really played it much, because it has 4 strings only, and most basses have 4 strings, and I think guitars have 6 typically, but that shows you how much I know about music. I like bass in songs because, sure, guitar and guitar-like instruments fit many songs, not all songs of course. Bass fits in the vast majority of songs in one way, shape or form. And I like how the bass typically steers a song's direction. It adds like a certain depth to the song, and it supports the song. And that's one big reason why I just like bass. I saw these earlier. The 3 shining pieces of energy from way back. There's a tree. It reminds me of one of the trees in the horror games that gives wisdom and abilities, where I listened to their messages. I don't know when my dream is gonna transform. Take me to a different place. Dreams just do that, I guess. Oh, there's another one of you. What are you? Do I have to jump in your rhythm or? Mysterious. Let's see. There. I was confused where the armor went.
Distant at the times when I detested him the most. He kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I love sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with the novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
Very early on in that little dialogue you had, I just thought, yeah, this is when you start opening up, isn't it? Oh wow, that's a huge... Wait, those aren't fragments of memories, I think those are tiny pieces of happiness, aren't they? Tiny piece of happiness. So as we go through this experience, we notice a tiny piece of happiness walking around our memories, thinking back. Emotion, or what I like to think memory is of happiness, and concentrated here, because now you opened up and yeah, your dad loved you very much, that I can tell. And if he could look down at you now, and he probably even does look at you right now, he's proud. And he wouldn't want you to have those bad dreams or wake up all the time in sadness. He would love for you to have the best life possible. So let's make that happen. Maybe these dreams are your mind trying to cope with it. Oh, looky here. Is that a shed? No, that's a house. House buried. I almost managed to swallow the whole house. It looks like a very big wooden box from the side. Yep, all just collapse inside. Such are dreams. Let's see, what is here then? What do you have for me,
On
huh?
our property, there were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
You are a good listener. The partner of the protagonist. Sometimes I forget that you are there. Sometimes I think I'm the only listener. But no, you are there in real life with him. And I'm just listening from this very dreamlike state. Or dreamlike memory that lingers after waking up. So we have a tin box of a drink. We have an exhaust pot from a car. And I don't know what the English name for this is. The last remaining piece. The part that the tire goes on, the wheel. Alright, where should we run to next, huh? I see there's a lot of beaming over here. But I also want to scout to see if I see small little manifestations of the past, of your memory. I'm pretty sure your dad is very proud. Like, most of us have moments that we're not very proud of from growing up, our childhood, our teenage years. But hey, what you are becoming and who you are now later is what's important. We all make mistakes. Let's see, there should be a way to hop up here. Here we go. The dream wants us to go on. The dream wants us to see. A little bit of happiness, which I still think it is. As we view the peak, I guess they had a lot of nice view where they were out in the forest. Yeah. Up. Okay, I need to be careful. As I said before, there's a tiny little window where I can probably double jump. So I have to be careful. I mean, there's another one of those stones. There's not that much bad that can happen because we just have to do things again. I wasn't over there. I need to have a look at that. But first, what have we here? Well, oh, wait. I guess it looks like he wants to capture it. Oh, okay, I have to do it. I have to, it's like a mouse or something that jumps out of the snow. And I have to like probe it. I have to head bop as it vanishes into the stone. Okay, I will try that at the other locations, because that seems to have been it. But first, what do we have here? Ah, yeah, it's a tent. And a big... Well, not a sleeping bag, or it is a sleeping bag. It's a very big sleeping bag. I'm not sure if you shared it with your father. I don't know exactly your age and all. I would of course have assumed that you have your own bed. When you were very little, maybe you had a shared bed like this. Very little. You said when you were 6 you carved your first tree. So maybe then. Because the memories could of course be a bit all over the place. Ah, let's find those other light stones. Let's see here. Oh. So that's it. That is weird, but it seems to have done it. You ain't gonna escape me so easy this time, light. Even I'm illuminating. It sounds like a tree. A very loud and big tree. I see a beam. Right behind this little mountain here. Oh, the beam is actually pointing towards this tree here. Huh? Or is it pointing past? Well, there's energy here that I need to uncover. Energy of happiness. Oh. Wait, before I go on, I think I saw a beam over here as well. Because progressing from this point probably will make my dream throw me into another environment. Was there another? I thought I saw a beam for something, but I might be mistaken. Onwards we shall go then. No, there is. There is. All the way over here. Well, no memory shall go unnoticed. I am being drawn to you, even if it's far away. Oh. That's a play toy. Let me see. Is this something that just makes animal noises or something? Roblox. Robot Robot jukebox, is that what it says? There it is. There it is. No, that is just... That is just a thing I activated. Well, let's go up there again in case it wants something. In case it has something to show. Doesn't seem to be anything. Just shows that it's activated, I suppose. Oh wait, I see something over here. What is this? Oh. Blueprints. Yeah, your dad really loved to make things. And you too. When the time was right. Oh, we shall go then. Oh. Wait. Wait a minute, that's a wolf. Is that supposed to be father? Is that supposed to be father?
The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel.
Perpetrator.
I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry. For everything.
So he was killed. He was dead, but he was killed, not of old age. Oh. Oh no. Oh, the morning fox. The morning fox. I'm sorry, Fox, and I'm also sorry, dear protagonist. I'm very sorry. I am very sorry. Oh. So are you the perpetrator or are you the father? I'm slowly approaching. You are a little bit airy, but that's probably because you're facing me away from the sun. Oh, you're huge. Oh God, Jesus Christ. It growled at me, You growled at me. Oh. Is it a warning to stay away? I suppose it is. Okay, let's get all these. Not happy emotions, just emotions, I guess this. So I guess, as I said earlier, it seems that the environment sort of manifests how it feels at that point in the story, and now it's all just downhill. It's all just downhill. Because his father was killed. Wow, that's a very long way down. And a volcano must have erupted at one point. If this was a real world, that is. Imagine starting down here if it was a snowy mountainside. There's a memory over there. A powerful one, but I don't think it's gonna be a happy one. It could be the funeral itself. Picking up from the last explanation. Let's approach calm.
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore.
Oh,
Good night.
a letter. What does it say? Oh, I can't read with. I can't read like this, sadly. Oh, I would have loved to see. But it doesn't seem that we are allowed to know at this point. Wait, maybe it was a letter from Dad? Open this letter when I perish? Like his will or something? Or just a note that says how much he loves you? Oh. But death is never easy. And it's not even a natural death. It sounded like someone killed him. And I guess there's a lot of rage that can be funneled from that. But I always say it's important to not let rage take over you. Because that's not gonna resort to anything. Let's have a look up here at this mountainside. It's very steep. Very steep. In all of this sadness, then we are playing as a fox. Thankfully there is a little bit of cuteness into this. Cute animals make it all better. At least a little bit. Energetic fox. The fox has the zoomies. There might not be more for me here. I suppose we will just follow the landscape. I wanted to explore a little bit because sometimes... Oh, sorry. Sorry, tree, and sorry, fox. Tree, have you met fox? But yeah, sometimes we simply follow the terrain. And a dream takes us further down into memory lane. Oh. Where are we now? Is this the dream conjuring a place? Is this the dream?
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
Oh. You are a loving partner. Oh, hello. Is that our partner's energy? It's like, this is like, it's beautiful in a way, but if we look at it from the mind, just perspective of the protagonist, then this might actually be sadness. This might be lost. This might be a big void. And there's a light there from our partner's stories that we shall go towards. A tiny bit of solace. Sometimes listening to other people's problems and stories can ease the pain a tiny little bit. So let's run towards that part of the story, shall we? Oh, hello. Is that a doe? That is a doe. I am the fox and she is the doe.
You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds. And it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself.
Oh, you already can fly. You already can fly. Maybe not for real, but spiritually. And in your love you fly. And oh, this is nice. Wait for me. Show me your next memory, will ya? I'm a fox. We are so alike. Like, I see myself as a fox. You see yourself as a doe. We both like birds in a way. Like, oh, it's so sweet. I'm rambly, but it's sweet. Hi. You left a little memory for me here. What is your story here?
I think we both have always loved animals.
Yes,
and
yes.
For me, that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared?
I used to be terrified of dogs as a kid. I used to have nightmares of dogs all the time because in my silly little child mind, and even partially today, you couldn't really tell, is a dog happy to see or does it want to kill you? They bark as loud regardless for me. But yeah, Rottweilers are also big dogs, aren't they? They can come off as quite scary. But of course, not all of them are scary. But to me, a lot of things are scary. Hey, hang on. I'm a slow one, I'm sorry. I hope your story hasn't waited too long. I am ready for you to share. You're conjuring up the story for me as you stand. I see it blooming in the distance.
I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way. Except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you.
Well, I think there's that many people don't realize that a lot of us are weird kids. if I can't even put it like that. We all have problems, to smaller or lesser degrees. We all have problems. And we learn from them and we have developed. And in a way, I'm glad for my own past. In a weird way, I'm glad that I never met my parents, because it made me into who I am today. It makes me curious, how would life have been if I had real parents? I am grateful that I did have grandparents, so I wasn't adopted in the same sense that many view adoption. I was adopted within the family, but I never met my real mom and my real dad. I lived with my grandparents from my mother's side, who sadly are no longer with us today. But I'm grateful, and it turned me into who I am today. And these two. I love that you're telling your protagonist these stories. You are a good listener, and you are good at sharing pain. And before I tread into this, I just want to see, because you can see that a little bit of sound, a little bell or something, and then it lights up. Because you're nesting a new story. Okay, maybe I have to trigger this first, but then take a look in the distance, and the dough will light up.
Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words.
That is some nice art. We're just following our partner's voice. Well, sorry, I'm not gonna steal your partner. The protagonist's partner's voice. And just so darkness and emptiness everywhere, and we're just following the voice. Letting her guide us. Now if you go to the next one. Oh, your bike.
I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike.
Why would he?
I'll never forget that feeling. The wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you.
Exactly. So you were adopted. You had foster parents. So, yeah, this is basically what I said minutes ago. That the fact that you are grateful that there are aspects that have been shitty and all. Because if you hadn't gone through life in this exact manner, you wouldn't have met the protagonist. The sweet male who is now in need of all of these stories to have the pain shared. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh, you are sweet. Those are some very warm words, you have no idea. Well, I guess you do, but... Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, yeah, you light up our... our... Wow. Our world.
You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying.
Break the
I
cycle.
just don't know how things will work out.
Break the cycle.
These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
That is so sweet. I can hear voices over there. In this dream world, also, I can see all the tiny islands out there. How isolated we felt. Like, if you have a strong depression, then you can. That it's sort of like a black hole that you can't get out of. And no matter the more you try to crawl out of the black hole, the more deep you fall back in. And you see those little, well, tiny strands of islands out there that sort of helped us on our way out there. How everything looks so bright and nice now. Okay, that's just a bush. I thought that was a memory or so. That is sweet. In your family, you both take inspiration in your partner, Joseph. Take inspiration. You both didn't have the best fundaments necessarily. Like Joseph, you had a great father. But yes, you both. Oh, moose. So our family. I guess. But yeah, you both survived. You got through it. Look at you now. Become better than what your past was. Oh. Can I come close? You won't mind? You won't mind. We are all friends here. Oh, that is adorable. That is simply adorable. Hey, I'll race you. I'll race you. And the parents don't care. It's a friendly fox. Are those the... Or are they making the voices? Or maybe they aren't real voices. Maybe they're just... Yeah, I'll race you. I'll race you. I can be faster. But I'm letting you win. Yeah, it's coming from that. It sounded like kid voices, but they're animal noises. Now, where did the partner go? Oh, we have some emotion to guide us over here. Some sparklies. Lots of sounds. Sounds like flags. Or something flagging in the wind. Climbing up a wall. Well, now we have motivation to and energy. After our partner's inspirational story, I guess I'm gonna assume that we already knew about it. Maybe not all details, but most of it. That she already told us, but reminded us. It could, of course, be that we never knew of them. That they never open up about this particular thing. But it sounded like we realized just how much we had in common. Let's see over here. I think my fox senses tells me there's something over here. My fox senses were wrong. Let's check this other side. Could be that our partner is playing hide and seek with us. So, this doesn't seem to be like a dream. It seems to be a reality in our mind, which is just manifesting as how we feel, because I think the protagonist said that, why am I seeing this while I'm awake? I think he hinted to this at one point. And as our partner tells stories, then we see the doe approach as well. So, I don't know. It's raining.
The fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the jade valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. There was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination.
No.
And destiny.
No, I fucked up. I fucked up. Oh, come on, come on. I fucked up. No. Oh, yes. Oh, God. Oh, I thought I messed that up bad. I'm sorry for scaring you, Fox. Let's find that lost pup of yours. Okay. That was a close one. Achievement unlocked, 100 stars. Okay, so it wouldn't have fallen into the abyss or anything, but still. But still. Feels like that huge boulder's gonna tumble down onto me.
At the end of high school, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast, and got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition.
Oh,
I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible.
well, you don't.
Siza helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture, and he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these glints of light, like not finding a job or even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for, even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
Chin up. I think it's going to be okay. I am sure of it. Also, practice makes perfect. We all start somewhere, you know. It's not really comparable. It's not really comparable at all, but the first project I ever did was a Star Fox project back in 2006 or 2007. I lost all the project files. It's been bothering me for many years until in 2016 or 2017. I remade everything from scratch and the project got much, much better and I was so much happier with it. Now then I did I get a peace of mind with what was it called? Closure. Not only did I get it out of my head, that it no longer lingered, that I had a failed project that I was really proud of and didn't work, it also got so much better. And the same thing also happened with a horror game I played, Amnesia Things in the Night, I think was the name, where I recorded and the whole session, several hours, were just black footage. But I'm glad that I actually replayed it eventually. I lost a lot of motivation there and then. I lost a lot of motivation. I didn't play any games, for YouTube. For months at least, I think. But I replayed the section, and it just got so much better because there were so many things I missed. And the end product just got so much better. I was so much happier with it. So I like to look at the bright side of things. Hello, there's a big house. You talked about the house, didn't you? Oh, it's a very beautiful meadow. So many flowers, so many colors. It's almost fox color there. It's a fox on fire, those plants. It's fire fox. Okay, let's see if we can pay a visit to this cottage up here while we skim the area for some fragments of memories. I see something over there, though. I see something here. I'm gonna go here first. It feels like I'm running faster when I'm running sideways. That's a truck. That's a lorry. No, it's an ambulance. It's a very grey ambulance. Faded by time, by memory. I wonder if the dream time did this. Or if it actually crashed. Like the windows like this. 522. I guess a memory of the father who was shot or killed by a perpetrator, and they rushed the father to the hospital, but his life sadly couldn't be saved. Let's see, there's memories up here too. I can probably run up there and jump across. I hope it's not too disorienting running slightly to the side like this. It does feel like I'm running faster. And it gives new awesome shots of the fox. Upsy daisy. Up, more stars. And here we have a is it called a forklift? Wheels completely mangled on that one. And a memory. Wait, before we go check the memory, let's check out the view. It's not as spectacular since it's raining. I guess that will lead us to the house. Now.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. I didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
Yeah, I could tell that you already admitted to wanted to go back and tell him how much you love him, tell him stuff. But even here, you, yeah. Is that a house or part of a mountain? I mean, up there is obviously a house, but there's something down there that looks like it's buried in dirt. But I guess it's just boulders and all. Yeah, you want to visit him more. And now you regret it. More stars. So what exactly are these? I theorized that it could be happiness, it could be raw emotion, and whoa, that's a big tree. Oh. Once again, are you dead? It's a tree of life, isn't it?
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, What could it do for us?
Ooh. That's a bright light. As if there's a spirit in the tree. Oh, you don't want to mourn the... But, well, you're mourning by just looking down. But I thought you wanted to lay it down next to it as well, but... Oh. I'm sorry about that, Fox. I mean, I'm pretty sure that your whole existence here is based on the protagonist and isn't real per se. It's your protagonist's sadness and strong depression. But still, the imagery is sad, and I'm sorry, Fox. I don't think that the canine creature was our dad. It growled. But it could have been, of course. But why would it growl in that case? Hang on a second. Oh, I thought I could dig this. I thought I could dig.
There was a letter I received yesterday.
Ah,
a
that
name I didn't recognize.
I remember.
Quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Almost sound like we're about to die, but I guess it's just... I suppose it's just... not gone that far, but it sounded almost like we wanted to die. Or needed to accept that we would die soon. But I really hope that's just me. Wow, those roots are massive. Those roots are bigger than the tree itself. Is this sort of like going to the graveyard? This could be him going to the graveyard in real life. It's sort of like a feeling I get because it's the life and it's also death. And the canine creature led us here. So it could be Joseph going to the graveyard. But this is what we see, sort of. The first tree awakens and gently asks if there is one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says, is there a wrong answer here? If there's one last message the fox wants to tell her children. I mean, I thought that the fox sort of represented Joseph, but it's a vixen, it's a female fox. But it's sort of Joseph's spirit animal because we saw a doe appear when Joseph's partner talked and shared her stories. A last message that the fox wants to tell her perished children. No, I'm not so sure. There's so many things that I could have told them, like not just like a memorial, but actually tell them so that their spirits. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. I'm just gesticulating with my hands. Like that they know in the afterlife that the message will be delivered to them? Oh, because I view this all like a not real experience. I am sorry that. Oh, how many stars are like one star is one character? I'm sorry that you did not. You perished so young, and that I. And that I could not raise you. May you find peace in the afterlife. Love, Mom. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know how important this is to anything, but yeah. I'm sorry that you perished so young and that I could not raise you. May you find peace in the afterlife. Because I don't know how they perished. But here we go. Here you go. That's not elegant enough for anything, but I... Yeah. Okay, yeah. The stars are delivering the... Oh! The fox went poof.
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye.
Funeral.
I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
Joseph and Rachel. Be good to each other now. But it sounds like you already are. Joseph and Rachel. Why am I getting so emotional? It's a fictional story. 6 months later. Yeah, how is life? This sounds like a phone. Ah, real world. For the first time we have a real world in this game. Not like a dream-like state or a daydreaming or what do you want to call it. Oh, so we're actually... Ah, yeah. Lots of booze. Oh, wait. I was about to say, I hope we don't drink too much and that she left us, but yeah. Maybe we just had a party in general. Traveling. I can see what that is. I love AK, is that what it says? Not sure what that is. Ah, and then there's a picture. Okay, it sounds like a phone somewhere. Let's... How that woke us? No, this phone doesn't ring. Where's that ringing coming from? Bedroom, living room. So you moved, yeah, memories. You moved into a new flat. It's not just a vacation. God, it feels so haunted now. Wait, did your father sleep with the fireplace on? Okay, it's as good as out, but you never know. It could come back to life. Is that a reindeer or is that a deer? It's so big. Maybe it's an elk. And that's a fox. That's how I looked when I hopped around. I think that's what I do when I dive into the snow to catch prey. Wait. That looks like a cassette player, like an audio cassette player. Still kept them, that's cool. It's a hare, I think. Oh, wow, you're not closed. Or you, for that matter. Oh, we need to tidy up here, don't we, my man? Tea, coffee. Alright. Is this the back entrance? Doesn't look like a real entrance. I guess, yeah, here's the French lily. Okay, we just get up. Oh, I suppose we've rented it, but what? It's just here. It's just here. Oh, we better not make Rachel upset or anything. Oh, God, the shadow spooked me. I thought it was a TV on or something. We better not make Rachel upset. She's very good to you. She's very good to you, Joseph. Ah, fenced in. Ah, it looks beautiful. Oh, it looks very beautiful. My God, the view. My goodness. So Alaska, was it? That was the biggest state in the US, or one of the biggest. And also very remote. Even disconnected from the rest of the US. Geographically. You have to cross through Canada or by some very long ferry. Okay, what sounded like a phone probably is just chirping from animals. Oh my God. The sky. And the water. If this does not provide an escape from reality, then I don't know what does. This must be a very amazing vacational resort. But it looked like they moved a lot of things here. Well, maybe they just want to live there for half a year. Or something like this. God, it's so far up. How did a car even come up here? Huh. I wonder if we're gonna see the canine again. He didn't mention the wolf, did he? Only mentioned the fox. No trespassers. Yeah, we saw that as well. Huh. It's also interesting that we were third person all the game and now we're actually first person. It's kind of neat. Okay, this is a this is a stupid and maybe very wild thought. He keeps saying he's dreaming about the fox, right? But now he clearly woke up. Maybe he sleepwalks or something. Maybe he turns into the fox. Probably not at all. Probably not at all. But it was just a very adventurous, magical thought. Oh, there's lots of trash just piled up. View and lakes in all directions. It's amazing. What about back here? God, your backyard is endless. Might be the AC down here there. That's a weird sound. Almost sound like crying. It's probably just me. If we didn't put on any shoes or anything. Is it a tent? Is someone else here? Oh god. Don't tell me that the perpetrator is after me as well. I shouldn't approach them. They're strangers. They're cooking and everything. God, now I'm anxious. That's so weird. So, okay, like a memory. It feels like a memory here. All those orbs. We just sit here. Because, oh, someone's here.
What the hell?
Hello. Oh, you seem so much smaller now, but that's because I'm not a small fox right now. You're glowing. Hey, hang on. I shouldn't run this far from home. It's stupid. Okay, the sun is coming up. God, we're gonna make Rachel so upset. She's gonna wake up any moment now and wonder where we are. My instinct... Oh, that's beautiful, so those flowers. Like the butterflies. My instinct tells me that the wolf isn't leading us anywhere, but it's actually running away from us. And we're just chasing it. Oh. Winter. Oh no, 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 okay, careful. This looks like it could be slippery. It's hard snow, which can be a little bit slippery, but it shouldn't be too slippery, but don't test it. Suddenly you're gonna tread on very hard ice. Like, oh, it's a pretty lake. Very pretty. Oh, it went away. No, there you are. You're still there. It's so pale and white. Wasn't the one in the dream a bit more dark? The butterflies, just like in the dreams. Wait up there, doggo. I can't run that fast. Broad daylight. Broad daylight, and still you're as bright as the sun. The tree. The tree exists. It's the tree. Or it's not the same tree, but it gives the same tree vibes. And it's not the message I wrote, but it might be a similar message that our father wrote. Maybe the fox is our father. Wait, let me see. Ah! I love you, and I will always keep you in my heart. Farewell, my loves, till we meet again. Mother, that was the fox! That was the fox. That wasn't the wolf, that was the fox. It was so pale because it's spiritual. Wait. Did you sell me out? Did you trade all of their lives for mine? What's going on here? The first tree. Maybe it's just a transition. It felt like God took his hands around me and just lifted me up to heaven. Directed and written by David Well. With all the crows in the background. Oh, that's a pretty view. But can you let me down now, please? Music by Josh Kramer. Those were some pretty musical, beautiful tracks. Thank you. Additional music by... Yeah, I'm not that fast in reading. That's so cute, because I was like, what would the mother have written them? I'm like, what is appropriate? What is appropriate here? And it's just, I'm sorry that you didn't get to grow up and I didn't get to be a mother. I hope you're better in the afterlife. And now we get to see the actual message that the mother wrote. And it sort of detached us in a way, because it wasn't our father, but it's the fox that we keep seeing in our dreams. Would you like to anonymously submit your statement to the first tree to an online moderated database? It may appear randomly to other players. Oh, did we get to see a randomized one? Was that from another player? Oh, that's amazing if it was. If it wasn't, it's still amazing. And yes, sure, by submitting your statement, you agree to terms of service and privacy policy found at the games page. Yes, do it. Do it. Oh, God. Well, okay. Well, that was a beautiful experience. It has relatively basic graphics. And it goes to show that you don't need to have the absolute most modern and new high-end graphics to make a beautiful and memorable story. I do wonder if the story is somewhat based on the author's own life or their partner's life. But we'll probably never find out. It's also a little bit sad that you can see a proud mother fox standing there with the children behind her, just resting in the shades. But again, it was just like, it's interesting because the fox and her children seemed to be real. For some reason we kept dreaming of them, and I suppose they were real. And maybe Joseph helped the vixen somehow, because the vixen led him to the tree to show the message, and then she walked away with her puppies. I don't know, but I would love to read your opinion on this all. So feel free to make a comment on this video, and I would love to read through it and hear what you have to say. And I hope that I made a somewhat satisfactory presentation of this experience. I play all my games blind. That would be I have no experience prior to the journey I am about to embark on, unless otherwise specified in the video description. But yes, if you enjoyed my take on the first tree, then you might also be interested in my impression on Spirit of the North, which is a rather spiritual adventure concerning another fox, which also features a beautiful musical track and a very, well, to me it was a very emotional journey. With little text, the story has not been written or spoken in any language, but the story is there. But before I ramble too much, I hope you enjoyed my rambling little adventure, and have a pleasant night.